concise Meditations of Marcus Aurelius offers a condensed overview of Marcus Aurelius's work. Whether you seek to understand it without reading the original or simply need a refresher, this summary is designed for you. Meditations is essentially a collection of thoughts penned over a 19-year period, resembling a scrapbook rather than a structured treatise. Its content lacks a strict order, often repeating ideas as they occur to the author. Rather than approaching Meditations as a scientific exposition, it's best understood as a guide to living a more tranquil and fulfilling life through mental techniques. Marcus Aurelius, burdened by the responsibilities of governing the Roman Empire, used it as a personal notebook, leaving himself reminders on how to embody virtue. While this summary interprets and reorders Aurelius's words, efforts were made to maintain fidelity to the original text without adding unnecessary details. However, condensing it unavoidably sacrifices some subtlety and poetic beauty. 1. When you encounter unkindness. When faced with criticism or mistreatment from others, consider that they may either be correct, in which there is no basis for complaint, or mistaken, simply having made an error. Reflect on your own past mistakes and empathize with them. It's acceptable to point out their errors, but do so kindly, without harboring hatred or aiming to impress bystanders. Engage directly with them. If this approach fails, consider what virtues nature has endowed us with to counter such shortcomings. For instance, in response to unkindness, it has given us kindness. Put this principle to the test and observe the outcome. Few individuals can persist in being unkind when met with consistent kindness. Regardless of others' actions or words, focus on maintaining moral goodness. If you've mistakenly placed trust in an unreliable individual, take responsibility for the error. Acknowledge the presence of untrustworthy, malevolent people in the world. Expecting otherwise is naive. Tell yourself, I have encountered one of them. This is to be expected from time to time. Furthermore, understand that any harm caused by others only affects your soul. Refuse to retaliate with evil. Instead, prioritize maintaining your own goodness. The highest form of retribution is to resist becoming like one's enemy. 2. Everything depends on how you interpret it. Marcus Aurelius once mentioned a saying from a cynical philosopher: everything is interpretation. He acknowledged that this statement isn't literally true, but it serves as a helpful mental tool. Applying this idea to daily life can yield remarkable results. Remember, it's not the external events themselves that determine how we feel, but rather our interpretation of them. You have the power to choose how you perceive things. For example, when it rains, you can choose to be upset about the weather and discomforted by the wetness, or you can appreciate being alive and experiencing these sensations. It's remarkably simple to dismiss troubling thoughts and find tranquility. So, focus on controlling your mind to see things in a positive light. Your thoughts shape who you are, so be mindful of what you allow to occupy your mind. Your mind will reflect the thoughts you entertain regularly, shaping your character and outlook on life. 3. Your mind should sit superior to your body and its sensations. You have both a body and a mind. Your mind, the thinking part of you, is what sets you apart from animals. To live according to nature means recognizing this and using your mind to its fullest. You already know what you should be doing deep down, but often you don't follow through. This happens because you let your body's urges control you. Don't let things like pain, tiredness, sickness, or lack of appetite dictate your actions. When you feel these sensations, remind yourself that you're giving in to them. If you let your body control your mind, it leads to unhappiness and suffering. Take charge of your mind. Only by doing so can you start acting in virtuous ways. And it's through virtuous actions that true happiness, known as eudaimonia, is achieved. Once you start following reason, you'll see a huge difference. Within a short time, people will see you in a whole new light, as if you've transformed from a beast to a god. But to achieve this, you must stick to your principles and rely on reason. 4. Stay mindful and take deliberate actions. Often, we just cruise through life without really thinking about what we're doing. But it's time to change that. No more acting without reason. No more aimless wandering. Act with purpose, with intention. Take a good look at your own mind, as if it belongs to someone else. Ask yourself, what's driving your actions? What kind of person are you being right now? Childish, controlling, or instinctual? Figure out what's behind those actions. If you can control how you act and think, approaching things systematically, you'll find peace in life. But if you don't pay attention to what's going on in your mind, you'll end up feeling unhappy. Remember, you can always find calmness within yourself even when things outside are chaotic. Just take a moment to look inward, but don't dwell on it too long. 5. Don't retreat from the world. As humans, we're meant to work together to support each other. Don't let yourself get angry or hateful toward others, or give up on making a positive impact in society. If you see all people as meant to cooperate, helping them becomes a source of joy, not just a duty. Try to care for others even when they mess up. Remember, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. And in the end, we'll all face the same fate, so we're all in this together. Also, realize that no matter what others do, they haven't truly harmed you. Another helpful idea is to focus on the good qualities of those around you. Everyone has different strengths, so keeping those in mind will help you see them in a better light. When you need a boost, think about the positive traits of the people you know, their energy, humility, generosity. Keep those thoughts close at hand for encouragement. 6. Your opinion of yourself matters more than the opinion of a stranger. It's fascinating how we tend to value our own opinions more than others, yet we're so affected by what others think of us. This isn't about being arrogant. It's about staying true to yourself regardless of how others react. You know your reasons and what you're aiming for. You don't owe anyone an explanation. What's even worse is when we seek approval from people we don't even respect. Think about it. Seeking praise from those we don't admire is like using their opinions to shield ourselves from caring too much about praise. Marcus Aurelius suggests considering whether it really matters and realizing how insignificant it is in the grand scheme of things. Fame in this world means very little. His advice is to be genuine and straightforward. Don't pretend to be something you're not or seek to impress others. Avoid using fancy words or trying to win people over. 7. Be open to correction. It's better to be corrected than to keep fooling yourself. Changing your mind shouldn't feel like admitting defeat or giving in. It's actually a brave and honorable thing to do when the evidence shows you were wrong. But don't change your mind just to fit in with others or to win their approval. Remember, changing your mind and accepting correction are your own choices, based on your own judgment and will. 8. Cherish the freedom and liberty of everyone. Learn to tolerate others' freedom of speech. You can't control them, but you can control how you react. Be open to hearing uncomfortable truths. Listen carefully to others and try to see things from their perspective. Train yourself to pay attention when others speak and try your best to understand where they're coming from. Stand up for everyone's rights as equals under the law. It was my brother who inspired me to envision a society where everyone is treated equally, with equal rights and freedom of speech, and where rulers prioritize the liberty of their people above all else. Understand that power can corrupt. Be aware of the deceit and manipulation that come with it, especially from those in privileged positions. If you ever find yourself in a position of power, remember this and stay humble. Avoid becoming authoritarian and guard against the temptations of absolute power, for such things can happen. Strive to embody the principles of philosophy and resist any corrupting influences. As we come to the end, remember that learning and growing never stop. Embrace the challenge of hearing different views, standing up for fairness, and not letting power go to your head. Let Marcus Aurelius's timeless wisdom be your guide through life's ups and downs. Let's all try to be better people every day. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more interesting content. Until next time, keep seeking truth, showing kindness, and working for a better world. Goodbye, and may wisdom be with you always.